Hasan responded to Shoe on Head and he's not happy. Dude, I've heard that, I don't know if this is true because I don't really follow that much, like, I don't really follow that much drama, like, off stream. But from what I saw, just, like, kind of floating around YouTube, is that Hasan has been just crashing out every single day on Shoe on Head. Is that true, chat? He's been upset every single day at, like, the same video. All right, let's see it.
As you probably know, Shoe on Head recently made a wonderfully entertaining video in collaboration with the great Smugalana, responding to Hasan and his crash outs
like Hero Hei's
at
new
Shoe on Head in
model.
the game Pragmata.
I like
Well,
it.
Hasan has now issued a response of sorts about that, downplaying his crash outs, which is not surprising at all, but also showing a clip where he was at a convention, a web summit, and was confronted by someone claiming to be an Asmongold fan. We'll take a look at the full clip and the confrontation. Full clip's about 6 minutes long, but first I want to get to Shu's response, which is very brief. But to get the full context into what she's specifically responding to, we'll read a part of the transcript. Well, actually, we'll read this transcript, which is a transcript of a part of the clip. That was kind of oddly difficult to explain, but here we go. And so then what I'm getting at is after we read this together and read Shu's response, then we'll watch the clip. Okay. So, says this. This is from Hasan. Behind closed doors, they're like, oh, I got him. One of them came up to me at the web summit. He was like, I'm an Asmongold fan. I'm going to troll you in real life. What's your beef with Shoe on Head? And I was like, okay, do you want a photo, lol? In the real world, where we can be in each other's physical spaces, situation doesn't unfold in the way you envisioned it. One of the funnier aspects, this beef is almost always one-sided. And there will be like maybe a 20-second mention on my half where I'm like, dude.
Hold on. Didn't Shoe on Head release one video and then say that she's not going to respond to it anymore? And then Hasan just crashed out for like 3 days in a row. What do you mean one-sided?
Really? You're going to bring up Shoe on Head? Who cares? Now that I've said that, she'll do like an hour-long video on it being like, he was so unbelievably owned. And then all of these people are like, yes, holy smokes, reading this transcript is painful. Hasan, man, why does he talk like this? It's hard to understand what he's getting at. Except, you know, excuses. Who's the one crashing out, he says? The person who did a 20-second mention or the person who did an hour-long video off of that 20-second mention? This is a one-sided...
Guys, I spilled my water. I need to clean it up real quick. Fuck! Now I smell like lemons. Freaking everything is so wet. Okay. All right. Okay.
beef. So this is where Shu's pointing out in a second, as you'll see, that he's misrepresenting the stuff, of course. I've never really been someone who's kept up with her, whatever her politics are. But even I...
Leaf was taken aback by Hasan's audacity that she wet herself. No, that's not what happened. Come on.
Freaking no. She changes her attitude with whichever way the algorithm swings. They can take a crumb. If they can make a quick $1,000 video, good for you. We got bigger fish to fry. Dude, insane, Cope.
Man.
What's more annoying to me is people. This insanely stupid bottom of the barrel commentary think that they're actually feeding their minds with new information. They are deluding themselves into a world that does not exist. What is he even talking about here? I don't even understand. Like I said, like what is actual
This is like
point is on
Hasan
that.
we're talking
here's
about
Shu's
too.
response. Spends 3 minutes out of a 30-minute video responding to his awful Pragmata take. This is referring to Shu's original video on the Pragmata discourse. Hasan then chimps out, embarrasses himself. The whole internet witnesses Hasan's meltdown. Shu then laughs at it with a friend, referring to her more recent video with Smugalana, and then Hasan's like, she is the one that's crashing out. She crashed out. And Shu ends with this picture that says, 555, come on now. All right, so that takes us to the clip as mentioned, when a person claiming to be an Asmongold fan comes up to Hasan at this convention, tries to troll him, tries to confront him, and right before that, we actually get more cope from Hasan and more cope from his viewer regarding the Shoe on Head stuff.
I noticed your 20-second mentions of some YouTubers turn into 1-hour videos responding to your crash outs. Yeah, they always do that.
Yeah, so that's the cope, like I said. They're really going to try and act like Hasan only talked about the stuff for like 20 seconds, them being his viewer here and Hasan himself. Like, bro, you ranted about the Shoe on Head stuff for a lot longer than 20 seconds. But now on to the confrontation. As mentioned, this person comes up to Hasan at this convention, claims to be an Asmongold fan, and says he's trying to troll Hasan. But like, this is so parasocial and cringe.
Different accent in person. I'm like the biggest Asmon fan. I'm here to reach you.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
You want to take a photo?
I'll take a photo.
Okay.
What's with the beef with Shoe on Head?
I don't know. Is there a beef with Shoe on Head?
Yeah.
I'm not very familiar with the word. Hey, nice to meet you. Have a good one. Thank you so much.
So what the frig, dude? Hasan is coping, first of all. Hasan is coping by being like, oh, there's no beef after he's crashed out multiple times at her.
Doesn't seem that bad.
But this other dude is so parasocial. Like, what are you doing, man? Why even bother going up and like trying to find this guy in real life and all that? That's just basically a case of like, you're doing too much. It's one thing to criticize the guy on the internet. Whole different thing to like track him down in real life and then be like, oh, I'm here to rage bait you, and then completely fail at that too. But it's interesting because I did see some people saying
it wasn't even that bad though. They like shook hands. It was like kind of, you know, whatever. Like I don't know.
Hasan actually did
it's not like he yelled at him or anything like that. He just asked him a couple questions. Like, guys, I don't think it was that crazy, to be honest. It just seemed kind of tame.
Baited in that clip, like he was mad. I just don't see it. I don't think he was mad. It was a little bit awkward, and yeah, he dodged the shoe on head part, but I don't think he got rage baited, at least in my opinion. Now that said, it is funny
I don't think so
that
either.
he still ends up fumbling this when he gets back home, looks at it on stream right here, because now he does this whole like awkward fake laugh, and it's like, dude, why? What are you doing?
Have a good one. Thank you so much. Sorry, guys. You have to run for a flight. This is exactly what it's like when my haters, in the very unbelievably rare occasion, come up to me IRL. One of them came up to me at the web summit. He's like, I'm an Asmongold fan. I'm gonna troll you in real life. And I was like, okay, do you want a photo? Like,
I just think it's funny how to me he didn't come off mad in the clip, but now when he's back home, he actually does come off a little bit pressed about this. Like he's like fumbling it now, like I said. Like the forced fake laugh, popping his sign before he can even talk about this. I thought that was a joke. People talking about he's always like popping the Zines or whatever. I thought it was just a meme, but I think that's what actually happened here. If I'm wrong about that, my bad. I'm not familiar with Zines at all. I don't know about that stuff, but I think that's what just happened. And then he goes back to coping about the shoe on head stuff.
She's been posting about you and these losers make that your problem. Yeah, that's one of the funnier aspects of this kind of stuff, is that this beef is almost always one-sided, and like there will be like maybe a 20-second mention on my half where I'm like, dude, really, you're gonna bring up shoe on head? What a fucking ridiculous thing to do. We're doing political commentary here. Who gives a shit? And now that I've said that, she'll do like an hour-long video on it being like, he was so owned.
I love how he tries to present political commentary as this like prestigious thing. Like, oh, we're doing political commentary here, bro.
Well, I mean, that's what they
just
think.
A different form of slop. And like shoe on head.
That's what they think. They think it's the. See, this is the thing. They try to always act like they're way above other people, man. It's like, dude.
Said in her
just
own
do your
video
job.
about
Shut
this,
up.
at least she's self-aware. She's like, bro, I'm a YouTuber, you're a streamer. It ain't that big of a deal. But Hasan doesn't have that same self-awareness. He thinks he's like this freaking, I don't even know how to put it. Like I said, though, he thinks it's like this prestigious thing. He thinks he's like this super important guy. It's weird. It's weird stuff. And then like, he's constantly misrepresenting this as well, obviously, as you can see. Like, oh, shoot, like my response was just 20 seconds. No, it wasn't. Shoe on Head makes like an hour-long video on this, bro. It was like 30 minutes, and a good chunk of that was about KCTron, not even about you entirely. Yeah, the KCTron stuff had to do with Hasan and Pragmata and Shu, but it was certainly not an hour-long video just about Hasan. So it's weird. Like, if you want to say you're not crashing out about this stuff, why do you have to constantly lie about what's happening? Not a good look. In closing, I do want to mention one more thing about the confrontation clip. 5 months ago, there was another clip of Hasan getting confronted with this person that did like a free Kaya moment on stream. And I did laugh at that one, I have to admit, but that was because the old dude that was with Hasan had no idea that Hasan was getting insulted, and he thought it was a compliment, and he was like praising the stream sniper in front of Hasan while Hasan like awkwardly went along with it, not explaining that he actually just got trolled. So that was all pretty funny, but despite me laughing at that, I still stand by what I said earlier. I'm not a fan of like, I'm going to confront people from the internet that I dislike, and I'm going to confront them in real life. It's just too parasocial in my opinion. But yeah, I'll leave it there. That's enough Hasan for me today. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you in the next one.
Oh, this is the funniest video I've watched in a lot. Is this Asmon watching the video?
The other day, I made a video about the Pragmata video game.
I just want to see a little bit of it.
And you will see an obnoxious, annoying 16, 17-year-old kid. Not a single thing has changed.
Man.
Virtue signaling.
I kind of want to watch it, but maybe later.